it. There. Hello and welcome. It is Tuesday, 21st of April, and I am here ready to draw cards for you. Right now you're only going to see this if you're watching the recording. So welcome and thank you for watching. I am always here live on a Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern. So I would invite you to come back and see me then and let me know that you would like a card drawn. I will draw for you using this deck, which is a very new deck and which hopefully before the end of this lock-in I will be able to tell you about how you can purchase your own Wisdom of the Garden Path Oracle card deck. Printing oracle cards, evidently not an essential service. Who knew? So my thinking about a theme for today, I realized that tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be the 22nd of April in 2020, which means the day, the month, and the year are all adding up, or they're each adding up to 4, which makes for a very particular kind of energy. Babies born on a day like that are coming in with a whole lot of powerful karmic energy for this human experience, which is very exciting. I find it very exciting. For those of us who are experiencing this strange and wonderful restructuring of our lives, and at the very least a restructuring of how we spend our days right now. People who are working differently than before. People who are working from home are working from home every single day in a different way than before. And people who are unable to work and are staying home. Again, just such an alteration in the structure. So the things that happen tomorrow on a powerful day, you see some of these cards are upside down, on a powerful day like the fourth, a 4-day in the 4th month in a year that adds to 4, the things that happen will regardless of how they're wrapped, they will contain very important karmic lessons. So I think I'm going to set as an intention today. Hello, Pam. How good to see you. I'm going to set, yes, of course I will pull a card for you. I'm setting as an intention that these cards will point to the specific energies we're going to be dealing with, not only today, but very specifically on tomorrow's date. I don't know if you were here to hear me rambling, but tomorrow, when it's the 22nd, the 2 and the 2 add up to 4, so a 4-day in the 4th month in a year that adds up to 4, very, very specifically, very powerful karmic energy. So as you move into your day today and tomorrow, the karmic energy and the things that are coming to you, this card is for Pam, they're going to resonate with with delay, which of course does apply to a lot of what's happening in life at the moment. This is, it's rather lovely that it is a 2 total when we're talking about all of the different 2s. 2s are about relationships. 2s are also very much, and on a karmic level, the relationship that you have with the face in the mirror is a really, really important one. So if you are able to take the time to sit down and listen to the wisdom that is contained within that zero, that is all things in the cosmos and everything connected to everything else. If you can set aside time to simply be with yourself, and when your mind starts to wander, and it will, because that's what minds do, where the physical brain is always trying to orient itself with the physical world outside. When we close our eyes, the brain starts to race and make things up and remember things and wonder about things. If you can find a place where you can get really quiet and get with your breath and get centered and simply allow your own wisdom to come through. And it may take a little practice. And maybe that's what the card is saying, that there's going to be a delay, but it would, I think this is a really good time for you to be building that. And tomorrow with all the fours, 4 is about building a foundation, creating a base on which to grow. So using that energy, the 444 is 12, which is 3. So there's a lot of creativity. There's that open portal, that inspiration that is going to come through. It might be a very successful day for you to connect with that. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you want to follow up on that in any way. Hello, Scott. Thank you for coming. I love that you're here. It's so nice. If you are still here, there's a disparity between the names I see in front of me and the number of eyeballs I see in front of me. So let me know if you would like me to draw a card. And whoops, I see myself looking all sideways, and the camera is backwards, or I'm backwards, or something. There, okay. Yes, speak to me if you're there. Talking about this being the 4th month in a year that adds to 4, the 2 2s in 2020 numerology. Okay, you're welcome, Pam. Hi, Nadine. Good to see you too. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. I'm talking today about the fact that tomorrow, the 22nd, which adds up to a 4 for the day, in the 4th month, April, in a year that adds up to a 4. I don't understand how I'm getting these upside down cards. This is so interesting. That combination of a 4-day, 4-month, 4-year is a very, very powerful date, and we are all going to be receiving lessons if we're open and available to receive them. It is not a day when somebody stands at the front of a classroom and points to a lesson, but it is a day that oh, thank you, Pam. I'm delighted to see you inviting your friends. It is so good. So Nadine and Scott, I'm showing you both here. Please let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. Nadine, yes. All right, here we go. I love your emoji. That's nice. Okay, so knowing that tomorrow is a day of really strong karmic energy for everybody and that there are lessons for all of us, I'm going to draw a card, Nadine, that will maybe point us in the direction of what it is that the cosmos would like you to be learning, what general area there is information for you or growth for you, for Nadine. For Nadine is this one. Oh, how nice is this? Okay, so number 8, which is the flow. card. So that you know, the when we lay an 8 down, we use it as a mathematical symbol for infinity, and it is about the way that energy flows and is not diminished and is not increased and cannot be destroyed, can never be diminished or destroyed. The image, the red-headed fountain grass, when you see a meadow that is overgrown with fountain grass, it looks pink from a distance, and when the breezes blow, it ripples across. There's a flow that's almost like the tide on the ocean. It's a beautiful image that the pink suggests connection with the root chakra that isn't necessarily very strong. It's not the red of the root chakra that where we're seated in our physical being. This is softer. It's almost like it's just a whisper of remembering your physical reality, and in your physical, that you shift some of your focus into the non-physical. So looking at your mental activities, feeling your emotional activities, and if you're able to take time to get centered and connect with spirit, all of these things can be represented by the idea of flow. Allow things to come through you, and learn from them. Don't resist thoughts. Don't try to put limits around anything, and don't stop and interpret them when they come. Just allow them to be, and then afterwards you can consider whether or not they had applicability. The fact that the bar at the bottom is an orange one says that this is about a fruiting energy. This is a mature thing that's going to happen, so it's not going to be a surprise tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that part of my being wanted to make coffee. This is going to follow on from, oh, I like the smell of coffee. Oh, I've got a coffee machine. Oh, I could start making it now. And then the fruit comes, and wow, there we are. We're making coffee, and it is good. So I hope that makes sense for whatever it is that is flowing in your life, Nadine. Let me know in the comments if you need follow-up. But I think that flow, 8 is always about finding balance and finding the fairness and the justness. And I know that you've been doing work that is addressing some of the really big problems in the planet. So you are certainly doing you're in a place of finding how you balance your physical reality and your day-to-day life and activities with the really big pictures that are important to you. So in terms of karmic energy for tomorrow, I think that well, for the whole of this month, I shouldn't just concentrate on tomorrow. The whole month is very, very powerful, and tomorrow is just an extra kick with the vibration for the day. All right, so finding balance is key. Absolutely true. Dana, let me know in the comments, and some of the people whose names I saw seem to have evaporated. Scott, did you have to leave? I'm sorry if you did. All right. So yes, Nadine, I'm thinking that you're at home with children who are not in school right now. So certainly finding balance between your own life or your own work. I know your children are your life too. Don't mean to suggest otherwise. This month, I have not processed how very much the karmic fours this year are playing into our collective experience, where we're all being taught something about ourselves and about our lives and about how we respond. So everybody's got their own balance that we're seeking. Okay. Okay, and working your business. Yes, that sounds right. For sure. All right. Anybody else who's there, let me know in the comments that you would like a card. And some of you I see have been inviting friends to come in while I'm live. That's wonderful. Thank you. I hope they show up. Although sometimes Facebook is oddly delayed about showing posts, and a lot depends on where people are in the world too. So I will maybe go ahead and draw a card that is for, oh, excuse me, I need to shift my legs there. People who are watching this on the video recording, and people who are here but they're lurking and don't want to talk, and that's perfectly all right. Nothing wrong with that. Well, I hope one day you will come back and get that personalized card. For today, if you are one of those people, and if you're on the recording, you can come back Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern. I will be here for sure. There are other days, other times, and you can watch this page and check my website. But for the moment, for the community, it's in this little, they're all bunched together, but I know it's in here. So for the community, this is the card. I couldn't do this if I had my eyes open. I wouldn't do this if I had my eyes open. This is the second time in 3 that I pull the community card as a community card. That is so interesting. 3 is one of the many magical numbers, a number that people choose as a favorite number. It is 3. The 3 leaves of the clover, representing body, mind, and spirit coming together. We each of us have all of those, and then we come together in a community that that is when you see a patch of clover in the ground, if you could zoom out from this picture, there's grass everywhere, and then this sort of colony of white clover that is all connected to each other, is living in its own little contained community, and obviously all very similar, obviously all connected and related to each other and relating to each other and touching each other in different ways. It speaks to the fact that the people who are seeing this card, that this card has been drawn for, are members of a community, even if we don't know each other in the physical. We're certainly all doing the same kind of work and using the same kind of tools to develop ourselves and to understand how we are in the world and who we are in the world. That's a lovely card. I really like it. 2 is always about relationships, so that, and that's not just romantic relationships. That's about parent-child and sibling to sibling, and the people we work with, the people who bring us our coffee, the people who deliver our pizzas in our isolation. All of those people are part of our community, and they really matter. Hello, Malia. I'm so glad that you found us. I just drew the community card for the community. Second time in a week I did that. And if you would like me to draw a card for you, I will gladly do that, Malia. And anybody else who is here, let me know in the comments that you would like a card. Oh, so the sun has come out. It's raining. I don't know if you can hear the incredibly loud running water behind me. And I see the sun has come out to shine on me. There will be rainbows everywhere, which is very nice. Definitely in favor of rainbows. And hopefully, oops, there, is that better? Sometimes I have been accused of looking like a whistleblower in a movie, keeping my head, or keeping my face anonymous. So Malia, I'm going to draw for you. Nope, this one. This is nice. This applies to Malia's life, I think. 6 is the number of service, meeting responsibilities, and allowing life to happen. The quote that we often see, I think I heard it first from Wayne Dyer. I don't imagine it was original to him, but what we resist persists. So when we're working really, really hard to not allow, if we're concentrating on, I don't want the color green in my life. I don't want it. No green, no green. We summon up green. My goodness. If we allow the green to come and to go, then it's not a problem. It's the resistance that feels oppressive or limiting or whatever it is, whatever the reason was that we didn't want green. So being in a position of allowing, these are raspberry canes in the winter time, and they just allow the snow to push them down. They allow the gravity to pull them in, and when the melt comes, when the spring thaw, and even before the spring thaw, any nice day, they just stand up again. They are undamaged by what they have allowed because they didn't resist it. If you try to stand tall, how much more often oak trees snap and break in high winds that they're resisting as compared to willows that bend and allow and just let the weight do what it wants and not resist it. So I don't know of a specific situation, Malia, that's happening for you, but it certainly is generally a very pertinent idea. I know that you are very connected with 6 energy, that you are here doing service in the world, that you meet the responsibilities that you're asked to. And 6 is being about service and being about serving our own intended path. It has a very large component that is about beauty and finding beauty and seeing beauty where others might not, recognizing and naming beauty so that other people can see it. And so tomorrow on this month, which is numerologically very powerful, 4th month of this year, and tomorrow specifically when we have a 4-day, there's a real call that your inspirations are going to serve the community as a whole. They're going to serve your intentions because you're going to allow them to. I hope that makes sense. I think you're not a terribly resistant person. You're not someone who tries to make the world into something that it isn't. you have not carried those I'm unhappy because the world isn't as I wish it energies. So let me see who else is here. Total letters, both your name and your, and okay, all right, so six energy. Yeah, that makes complete sense. That would be the right card for you, I'm thinking. That's very good. All right, whoever else is here, if you would like me to draw a card for you, please let me know in the comments. And if you have specifics that you would like to follow up on after the card, let me know that too. There is, oh, if you're freshly here and you haven't made a comment, come out of full screen. Evidently sometimes in full screen you can't see the comment line, so come out of full screen and you'll find it at the bottom right where it says write a comment. Please do that, we'd love that. And otherwise, oh dear, something flitted through my mind. But, oh, there's a delay. After you type, evidently it takes about 45 seconds before it shows up on my screen. So while I'm sitting babbling, please don't think I've totally lost the plot. I am paying attention. It's just the ways of technology, and it's still pretty remarkable that wherever you are in 45 seconds I can know what you're doing, what you're asking, what you're typing. All right, so thank you whoever's blowing bubbles. I love to see the bubbles going up and across. So good. And if you're not sure about having a card drawn specifically for you, I would encourage you to watch the video after we're done. Watch the recording. The card I drew for the community is number 2, the community card, for the second time in a week. So there are a couple of recordings where I talk a lot about that card. I think it's a wonderful welcome. Hello, Wendy. How lovely. Did you want a card? Let me know in the comments, and I will draw one specifically for you. And we will make it so. I'm seeing hearts, and I'm Alexandra. I will absolutely draw a card for Alexandra. Okay. So I have been drawing, if you just got here, I have been talking about the fact that April, 4th month in a 4th year, has a lot of karmic power to it. And tomorrow, the 22nd, which is a 4-day, add up the 2 2s, specifically very, very strong karmic lessons and karmic information coming towards us. So that's sort of my focus as I'm drawing today, is around what is it that these powerful numbers are here for us as individuals. So for Alexandra, there is something going on in your world that is over. You're having a before and after time. There are things that you can't go back to the way it was, and this is true of all of society right now. Yeah, going forward, we're going to have a new normal for everybody. For you individually, Alexandra, I don't know if there is maybe some things that you're holding on to that you need to get conscious about the fact that it's time to say goodbye to something that is finished now. The wonderful thing about these grapes, they're on the vine, and they're fermenting. They're absolutely no use as not to eat, not to make wine, not to do anything with. But when they fall, they have this wonderful nutrient-rich mush that is going to surround and embrace the seeds and nurture them, protect them from the winter cold, and feed them so richly so that the next crop that comes up will be absolutely remarkably strong and healthy and fertile and abundant. And whatever it is that is finished in your life now, it isn't that it never was. It isn't that it didn't matter. It is that it is bringing a richness and a texture and a context for whatever's coming next. And you may know what is next. It may be that you've closed the door and the window is opened, or however that goes. But it may also be that during these next few days, as you contemplate what could this possibly mean, it will come clear to you. And your role in that is to see the value of the things from the past, see how they will serve you. The whole idea of transferable skills, right? Stuff that you have learnt. Yes, you can't do it in the same way, but oh my goodness, you can do it differently without having to go and get new training, or without having to move geographically. I don't know why moving geographically is coming into this. Not something we're easily able to do at this time. But I hope that makes sense. Nadine seems to think it does. I hope it makes sense to you, Alexandra. And let me know in the comments if you want more clarity about that. But that felt a bit clear. All right, Nicolee. I absolutely all is well with me. I don't recognize your name. I'm sorry. Maybe you've been here before and I just haven't processed it. Thank you for being here today. And of course you can have a card. This is a card for Nicolee. Okay. So, Nicolee, the card that came up for you is empathy, the number 11, which is one of the master numbers. A lot of systems of numerology do not add them up. They keep it at 11. 11 is a very powerful number too. Empathy, of all the times in human history, this is a time when having empathy, having an understanding of what other people are going through, and certainly while we're safe in our households with people we might not usually spend 24/7 with, being able to set our own stuff aside and look and see what their stuff is and how we can, at the very least, not hurt them. First, do no harm, right? We become each other's physician in this moment. The yellow of the goldenrod is the color of the solar plexus chakra, which is where we keep our self-image, or where we develop and hold our self-image, our self-esteem, our self-understanding, and the place where we can honor ourselves for who we are. And if nothing else, holding some empathy for ourselves, understanding what it is we're going through. These peculiar times, we are certainly learning about ourselves. And so being kind, if you find that you're, every day at 10 o'clock you want to bite the budgie, understanding what it is about your physical body and what it's going through and your emotional responses, what happens at 10 o'clock, understand it, and you'll be able to adapt to it, and the budgie can survive. I don't know where these words come from. So number 11, the 2 1s, you and another individual adding up to a 2, which is a relationship number, having empathy for someone else, having empathy for yourself, very important as we go forward. And I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you want to say more about that. Amy, thank you for being here. Did I put those in the wrong way around? Not very bright. Okay. I don't know what I did. All right, so clearly I need to think about how I'm aligned. All right, so this is for Amy. Amy, in this week, this month of powerful karmic energy, the lessons that are available to you, that are coming to you. Abundance. That doesn't necessarily have to be about financial prosperity. It is about, okay, I'm seeing some new people. I'm on my way. The 1 and the 7. 1 is you, your the essence that is Amy in the universe, that will survive no matter what happens to this physical body. There will always be that spiritual entity. That is the 1. The 7 is always called the teacher. 7 comes to teach us lessons. 7 comes for us to teach other people. Just how we move about in the world sets an example that other people take and absorb, and we often don't even know that that they are learning from us. So they add together into an 8. We've had an 8 today. It's that flow, that movement of energy, that balance and symmetry that we see in alignment. So as you are learning and teaching, you, that core that is you, as you are teaching and learning in the world, you are embodying the flow, and as you embody the flow, then all good things come to you. That doesn't mean, a mansion and a yacht and $1 million. It might, I don't know. I don't imagine so, because what is much more, there are plenty of miserable people with houses and yachts. More likely to be the abundance of love and respect and the caring and the mutual support, and the certainly that your needs are met in a fundamental way. Also that there are friendships, that there are people who look to you, that there are opportunities for you to mentor others. There are opportunities for you to learn from other mentors. It's a very full and rich and abundant life on a lot more levels than just the things that we sometimes label in terms of financial prosperity or anything like that. Okay, I saw another new name. Okay, Marloes. Welcome. I don't recognize that name either. I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm going to draw for you now. Amy, let me know in the comments if you have anything to add, or if you have questions. That you are welcome, Nicolee. All right. Yay! Yes. Oh dear, delighted to have you here with me. Remind everybody that Fridays at 2 Eastern, I'm always here. Other times can vary, but if you like and follow this page, you can find out when I'm going to be. And if you go over to my website at joleath.com, you can sign up for my newsletter and get some inclination or some indication of where I'm going to be. Okay, this is for Marlois. Maybe if you can tell me how to pronounce your name, I would really like that. I hate when I have, it's Dutch, okay? Lovely, love Hollandish. Um, yes, I don't want to mangle it, is what that comes down to. I don't have enough Hollandish to uh, to to uh, to know. That's not a name I've seen before. Okay, this is the card for you in a context of a karmically powerful month. Just this one. Oh, nice. Okay, so we have Marloes. All right, Marloes it is. Um, the dandelion, optimism, happiness. I love the happy faces of those dandelion blooms. I think they're just so gorgeous. Again, we're with the yellow. If you were here when I was talking about the goldenrod and that seat of self-honoring, um, from your place of your central identity, which is the one, and which sits in the solar plexus. This wonderful happy energy that is coming through. 6 is the number for service, for meeting responsibilities. Sometimes meeting responsibilities because we have to, and it kind of feels like a duty, but we do it anyway. Um, it's nice if we can be optimistic enough to find the vibration where we do the duty and are still able to feel very loving about it, even though it might not have been the first thing we put on our list of things we do today. They're coming together in the 7, and I've talked about the 7 being the teacher. It's your birthday date. That's so cool. All right, so you have a very strong teacher vibration going on with that 7. That 7 stays through your birth date chart when it's done. I don't know why my hand keeps wanting to be different from the camera. So yourself and the service that you're providing and the service that you're giving to your own intentions that you created before you came into the human form, they are coming together to teach you about being functional in the human realm, and also for you to teach other people what it means to be Marloes, to be human, to be Hollandish, to be a friend of Nadine's. um, and it's whatever is going on for you during this time of lock-in. The you can feel optimistic. You can feel that good things are coming. We don't always feel that in the moment. And sometimes 7 energy can be teaching through difficulty and obstacle. Sometimes the 7 is an obstacle. I sometimes talk about 7 energy in terms of a breakup when you're in high school. That can be such a time of a heartbreak and really intense emotions, and it feels like the worst thing in the whole world. And then when we look back from 10 years later, we go, oh, what a good thing that relationship didn't work out, because that would have been not good at all. So any obstacles, any difficulties that are coming to you on a 7 are turning you onto a correct and more positive path. Does that make sense? I think you can be very optimistic about where things are going to go from where you are now. All right. So I love that you brought all your friends, Nadine. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to put that away. And is there anybody else here who hasn't had a card yet? This is so fun. I am here on Fridays at 2 o'clock Eastern. And I have been moving things around a little through the week and through the different times of day. I am finding that this 11 o'clock Eastern slot is a good one for a lot of people. Would love to see you often and much. Okay, Marloes, that made sense. I'm glad. You are welcome. That is always good news. All right. So the cards that I'm using for everyone. This is the deck, and they're pictures taken in on a property in Nova Scotia, actually. That yeah, very sad news out of Nova Scotia this week. I lived there for a long time, and they need me, Joe. Who needs me, Nadine? I'm I'm very available doing readings by Zoom and FaceTime and Facebook Messenger. I've spent a lot of time on technology this last little while, and no doubt will continue to do so during this lock-in. You're welcome, Marloes. I will do my best to remember your name when you come back, because I hope you will. I've lost what I was talking about. Sorry. The four energy of this year, I said it in January, I said it in December, that the four year 2020 four energy is about laying a foundation on which we can build a new and different future. I did not anticipate that we were going to shut down society. That has been a surprise and a oh, Marloes and Margie are friends too. I love this. This is so good. All right, Margie, would you like a card? Let me know. Well, thank you, Nadine. We should organize. You know, I do. I do when we're allowed to go to each other's homes. I do home parties, and I do it online. I've either by telephone or by FaceTime or whatever. If you go on my website to the readings tab, I have lifted the minimum for doing telephone group meetings and readings. I used to, I can't remember what it was. I think I had 6 or 8 was the minimum number I would do a house party. But while we're all home and we can't get together, I figured that was wrong. So we could organize something maybe with your some other stuff. Okay. New comment. Margie, sure. Okay. Here we go. I hope all is well with you. And whoops, my screen has gone a bit funny. Don't know what that's about. Okay. So for Margie, we've been talking about this being the 4 months in a 4 year, and tomorrow being a 4 day, the 22nd. So there's a lot of very strong karmic energy vibrating with the number 4. The karmic lessons for you are connected with, oh, okay, I think I know which part of your life this might be about. This is the Deadly Nightshade and an instruction to pay attention. I don't know if I even need to talk more about that. The 2 is always about relationships. Sometimes that's the relationship with the face in the mirror. Sometimes it's about a partner in life. It can be, you know, parent child. It can be you and your next door neighbor. It can be any number of things. 9, because we always add up to a single digit in numerology, 9 contains all of the energies. It's the place of holistic connection, and what happens in one place can have an impact in another place. So we add those together, we get the 11, we add the 1 and the 1, we're back at 2 again. So again, it's a relationship situation, and you are being asked to pay very careful attention to what's going on, because something that looks like a juicy red berry is actually extremely poisonous. And I think probably you can interpret that better than I can. Hello, Cheryl. Welcome. It does feel to me, knowing what I do know about your life, I think that probably that is a sensible card. But you can let me know if you think otherwise. All right, Cheryl, welcome. I don't recognize your name. Delighted to have newcomers. Always, always, always. I am going to draw for Cheryl, thinking about what karmic reality Cheryl needs to be have her attention drawn to. It's this. Oh, nice. Okay, so we have new love. New love. Whoops, number 31. It's rather lovely that 31 adds up to 4, and we've been talking about this 4 day, 4 month, 4 year. Something new on which you will be able to build. It's a foundation. 4 is very stable, reliable, founding energy. And this, again, doesn't have to be about a romantic partnership. This may be that you have time now to read some different books, and you're going to fall in love with doing needlepoint on tulip petals or something. Finding a new passion, a new place that when you're engaged in the activity, when you're involved in whatever it is, and it may indeed be when you're spending time with another person, but that your spirit lights up, that the love that is the source of all things in the universe is able to flow through you freely and just lift up your vibration, take you into a frequency that is very much about love, and upon which you will build again and build new and build stably. It doesn't mean that you've met a person and you're going to build a house and 2.5 children and a picket fence. Sometimes we meet someone, we experience an emotional connection, we fall in love with who we are when we're with them, we fall in love with a new way of being, and for whatever reasons then they go away, but who we were, who we've become, and who we bring to the next relationship has been changed by that. 3 is the number of inspiration. So listening to the inner voice, listening, going where you are led. 1 is that core identity that is you, that is Cheryl, no matter what happens. And they're coming together to make this solid base that will remain as you go forward. Whichever direction you go in, it's going to be well supported by finding this new thing. The lilacs are the color of the third eye. So allowing inspiration to come through, absolutely. Listening to the inspiration, being aware that you know stuff that not everybody knows, and that you see things that maybe other people don't see. So getting to a place, and maybe the new love is only about learning to trust Cheryl and love the fact that she is so connected to an aspect of the universe that isn't available to everybody else. So it could be that, and if it's that, certainly you can be building a future that connects with unseen information in a way that you maybe hadn't considered before. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense, because that the lilac is a powerful energy as well. And I really do love that you got a 4 in a reading that we're talking about 4s. That being said, I guess it speaks to my guides and energies being well aligned. I drew a card for the community, for people who are here don't want to ask for a card, and for people who are watching on the video. And when I asked for a community card, I got, oh, the community card. So something is very lined up in my space today. It's the idea that those of us who come together, even in a circumstance like this where we're together apart, we still constitute a community of people seeking a greater truth and getting in touch with the wisdom that belongs to us all and is within us all, and when we're doing the work, we can find the quiet, we can hear the voice, we can know what it is that we know, because we do. I really do believe that. Okay, if anybody's here who would still like me to draw a card, I absolutely will do that. We're coming up to the hour mark, so if nobody wants to, that's perfectly all right. You can watch the video later and see what has been going on. I'm finding I've wandered around the clock and around the week a little bit in different ways, and I am thinking this 11 o'clock time slot is a good one for people to come by. So I may watch the page, like and follow the page so you can see the posts, but I'm thinking right now that I will very possibly repeat this 11 Eastern as a time to be here. I have committed to 2 o'clock on Friday afternoons in the Eastern time zone, for as long as we're locked in, I've said. And that's a vocabulary that I choose deliberately. In the UK, in the days when there were very limited hours on public houses, on pubs and bars and things, there was an event called a lock-in where people would stay and have a private party after the doors were locked. And money didn't exchange hands. It wasn't about being in business, but it was called a lock-in, and it was a fun and happy community time. I prefer not to think that I have been locked down. That sounds very military and negative, and I'm much happier referring to it as a lock-in. Thank you, Nadine. You're amazing too. I will I'll look forward to seeing you again, and I think, yes, it's 11:59. I think, Nadine, actually you're the only person here left. So I'm going to shut her down. Thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing all your friends. This has been a delight, and I hope I will see you again. We will figure something out for continuing these conversations. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Friday at 2. I will be here. Thank you. Bye-bye.